First things first, why am I making this video like this? You seeing my face because I want you to know how serious I am about all this. We have lost over a dozen people, a dozen soldiers and airmen to this war that Donald Trump has started. And it is a war, regardless of how much Donald Trump and the rest of his idiotic sycophants in the MAGA want to call it. It is a war. No matter how much they want to equivocate or say it's a conflict, it's a war. Plain and simple. And we lost over a dozen people because of it. A dozen of our nation's defenders have been lost. Recently, 6 members of the Air National Guard, 3 of them from my state, were lost. And a KC-35 plane crashed. And Donald Trump has insulted them all, but that's a video I'm going to save for later. But the reason why Donald Trump and the reasons that this administration is giving as to why we went to war is based on a fabricated lie. What lie am I talking about, you may be asking? The first lie is about liberating the people of Iran from a repressive regime. That is a lie. Now, I'm not defending those repressive leaders. The leaders of Iran, the Ayatollah, they were scumbags and they needed to be taken down. But that wasn't foremost in his mind, in Donald Trump's mind now. Another reason is why he wanted to take down leadership. Obviously, a byproduct would be freeing the people from that regime, but another repressive regime in the new leader has already taken hold of the country. So again, that was a lie. But the main lie that I want to tell you about, the lie that he gave us a year ago with attacking Iran the first time and declared mission complete, mission accomplished, was that Iran was trying to gain their weapons of mass destruction, a nuclear weapon that could threaten the United States and their allies. And more on that in a moment. That in itself was a lie. I'm going to read you some excerpts from a senior intelligence official appointed by Donald Trump who recently resigned. And when I say recently, at the time of this video, he resigned this morning. The official's name is Joe Kent. And I did my research on him. He's an anti-Semite. He's a hateful bastard. Just the kind of person Donald Trump would appoint. But apparently, I think he hit his breaking point with the war in Iran. I'm going to read you some excerpts from his letter that he gave. President Trump, after much reflection, I have decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center effective today. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. And it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby, unquote. So the reasons why we went to war were based on a lie. A lie that Iran, despite them screaming death to America for the last, 70 years? Just because words, just because someone says words doesn't mean make them a threat. You started this war on a lie, and your own counterterrorism experts and your own director of counterintelligence actually called you out on that lie. That this war was started because you bowed, you kowtowed, you stepped in fetch, you bent the knee to Benjamin Netanyahu, who wanted this to happen for God knows how long. And now that this war has gone out of control, or more to the point, out of your control, as much as this war has gone out of your control, Trump, now you're screaming for the rest of the world to help you. You called all our allies to help you. You called NATO to help you after you threatened them. And all of them are saying no. Italy has said no. Spain has said no. Japan has said no. France has said no. Norway has said no. Canada, you bet, our neighbors to the north said no. Australia said no. Germany said no. China said no. The United Kingdom said no. The Netherlands said no. South Korea said no. And then you go out on television saying we don't need nobody's help. After it's been proven that you called everybody, please help me, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I started this war, I want to be big, I want to be brave, I want to show the world I have big balls, but I can't do it no more. I'm gonna make this very simple for you, Trump. You started this mess, and now your own intelligence people are telling you that was a lie. They told, it was exposed to the entire world, you going to war was over a lie. And now you're crying like the bitch you are, because it's getting out of your control. Trump, bitch, it's time for you to take responsibility for what you did. And as for our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, Space Guardians, Guard and Reserve, after that little disgraceful display you showing up to when the bodies of those first casualties arrived in the United States, you wearing that stupid hat, don't ever show up when the bodies of our war dead return home. At least have the goddamn common decency to spare their families the presence of a man who started a war over a lie. At least spare them that. I know you're not going to, because you're nothing more than an egotistical bastard who's going to get his in the end. Oh yes, it will happen. One way or another, this war will end. I'm just hoping it doesn't end with more Americans dead. But the minute it does, Trump, your ass is going to be impeached, your ass is going to prison. You, along with that drunk Pete Hegseth. You, and along with that couch humper J.D. Vance. You and the girl you're probably screwing, the Attorney General Pam Bundy. You're going to prison. My only hope is, my hope is that the Americans don't get killed in this war before that. You want to commit suicide, Trump? Go right ahead. Just don't put us in the shooting range because you're too much of a coward to admit you're wrong. You got conned. Your ego let you let this happen. You're going to prison, Trump. You all are. All of you in the administration are going to jail. And not even your idiotic fans in the MAGA are going to save you because they see the same things we are. Now, this is being optimistic. But sooner or later, your end will come in the form of a jail cell unless you take the coward's way out. And I don't mean the coward's way out as in the coward's way out. I mean you jumping in that plane from Qatar that Qatar gave you, flying off to Russia and begging Vladimir Putin, Vladimir, I was your humble servant. Please give me sanctuary. Please. And you know what the pathetic part about it is? I might be doing the whole voice thing, joking around, but that's exactly what you're going to do, Trump. That's the most pathetic thing about this. I'm joking around, but that's exactly what you're going to do, Trump. That's how sad you are. That's how sad you'll always be. But one way or another, somehow, you will be held accountable. My hope is that no more Americans die before that. You see that small corner? You hear that clink clink sound? That's called a jail cell slamming. And you will go the way of Al Capone. Your mind totally gone. I don't know if you'll have syphilis, because I think you probably have something worse than that. And you will die broke, destroyed, and alone. That, to me, after a long jail sentence, is justice. More justice than you deserve. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.